all in all, I spend a little less than $1,000 a month on my car, but to me, it's worth it.
Basically, if you want to actually be financially free, you want to have as few liabilities as possible, right?
Stay out of debt, then we do what rich people say, because that's how they got there. And
Right.
you can't, there's just no disputing that. And the bottom line is this: the average car payment in America now, last month we got data that it's now $501 a month is the average.
Gosh.
Okay, $500 a month invested from age 30 to age 70 in a decent growth stock mutual fund in a Roth IRA is over $5.6 million. That's what a car payment costs you. It's $5 million over the scope of your life. And so
Wow.
that's why, rich people don't have car payments, because that's how they got rich. And so the point is, your most powerful wealth building tool is your income, and you can't make middle class mistakes with money and be anything but middle class.
Right, so for the most part, I'm not sure how he's usually using it for business, because all this stuff is online, so I don't know. But you want to avoid having car payments, just buy it used. No one's really checking for you like that. Come on now, you know what I'm saying? Buy it used.
Just for that, I'm gonna spend my whole childhood eating what I want and doing drugs when I want. Whatever, I do what I want.
No, wait!
So, this is how you gradually get yourself a new car, or should I say newer car, right? Let's say the car payment would have been $200, for example, right? So for the meantime, still manage with whatever transportation you are currently using, right? Pay yourself the $200, right? Let's say within 10 months or so, you now have, $2,000. Buy a car. Decent car, whatever, right? And then again, keep paying yourself the car payment you would have paid for that car, right? And let's say you end up, maybe you have another $3,000 saved up within a couple months. You sell your current car, maybe you sell it for $1,500 or something, right? Now you have that money from that car plus the savings, and then you gradually build your way up to getting a newer version of a car, and maybe a better quality car as well, right? So you do not, I repeat, unless you're balling, unless you're debt free and have investments in some type of investment account, you do not need to buy a new car. That car payment is what is also a part of what's eating into your monthly income.
Though, knowing what I know now, the next car I purchase will not be a lease. I believe the smartest way to buy a car is to buy a used car that has already depreciated over the last couple years from a private party. You're just going to be able to negotiate and get the best deal that way. You can also sell the car at the end.
Oh yeah, for the most part, the best time to buy a car is between the 3rd year and 8th year of ownership. So for example, let's say a car is released in 2020, right? The best time to own that car is between 2023, right? To avoid that depreciation, and 2028. So 2023 and 2028 approximately is the best time for you to own that car, right?
The question is, should you buy new and have the heavy depreciation in the beginning but have very little repair cost, or buy a car that has had a lot of depreciation that's occurred and risk the repair cost? And the answer to that is what I call the sweet spot. And the sweet spot occurs at about the 2nd year and goes till the 8th year. And that would, if you're putting on 12,000 miles a year, that would be between 24,000 and 96,000 miles. And this sweet spot is what I consider the best financial choice to own a car.
So anytime past 2028 or 2030, that's when you start having, maintenance issues, if at all, right? But in order to avoid the heavy depreciation, get a car 2 or 3 or 4 years after its initial release date.
Told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? 'Cause I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say will happen when I told you? Exactly what just happened.